Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So before we get started, I have something behind this door that I really need to show you. This is my $75 four-wheeler. Alright guys, this is my 90cc Polaris from 2001. I don't know what model it is, it wasn't listed, and I can't really find anything on here that says what it is. However, it has all the parts we need to finish up our racing lawnmower. We have front wheels and tires, rear wheels and tires, we have a solid rear axle, we have steering that I don't have enough leverage to turn, but we have tie rods that we need, and we have literally everything we need. And because we have most of the suspension components here, I think I'm gonna try to graft the suspension along with my front and rear axle. So what the plan for this is, I'm going to graft all the front suspension pieces over to the racing lawnmower. And then for the rear, there's no rear shock. So I'm gonna see if I can order one of those up, and then we should be set. Oh, I'm gonna fall. We should be set to graft the rear axle with the swing arm over to our lawnmower. Now it's gonna take some welding, it's gonna take some thinking, it's gonna take some math, but the track width on here is what I want for there. So from tire to tire in the rear, we're at about 35 inches. From tire to tire in the front, we're about 30 inches. So I want the track widths to be the same. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take this rear axle and mount it up on the back of the frame with the swing arm and everything. This way we can kind of base the A-arm positioning off the back wheels. That way everything is straight and everything is even. And this should widen up the front end a little bit and provide a little bit more stability. Alright, so while I was in between gathering that four-wheeler, I was making a jack shaft out of some old, out of the old jack shaft on the mower actually. So here are some clips of me doing that. Racing lawnmower. We have our body mocked up right now on our frame. Now our frame is all welded together. My plans for this is to either sandblast it or hit it with a flat disc, maybe a wire brush, get it down to as bare metal as I can. There's a little bit of surface rust that I want to take care of, but the plan for this is to put some frame paint on it. That way it won't rust and I won't ever have to worry about this frame. I'm going to finish boxing off the end plates here and on the front too. That way it doesn't hold water if any water gets in. And then I'm also going to find a way to mount these plates on here. That way I have spots for my feet, and then I can figure out pedal locations for the brakes, the gas, and then I don't need a clutch pedal anymore. Now, I had thought about putting the 90cc motor on here, but I feel like the Briggs & Stratton is the true way to go. It's got 2 cylinders, it's going to sound so much better, and it's got a little bit more horsepower. I believe it's 18 horsepower versus I think about 6. So we are going to have to go with the Briggs & Stratton on this one, but don't worry, that 90cc motor will get used for something. Alright, boys and girls, so now we can actually see the full angle of the steering, and it looks a whole lot better now that we don't have anything interfering. But we have the motor off, we have the rear swing arm off, we have the front wheels and tires off. Now it's time to start cutting into this whole front assembly, which is going to be interesting to say the least. But this hub definitely feels like the brakes are a little bit locked up on it, so I'm going to have to put some slack into this side. But besides that, the suspension looks good, and everything looks really good actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unclip all the wires that I need to, because I should have done that first last time. But everything looks super good, super clean. Now I'm going to try and clean all the parts before I put them on the lawnmower, but we'll see how warm it is, because I really don't want to power wash in the cold. That is not ideal. All right, I'm sorry, but I had to. I definitely think a ride height of this would be absolutely epic. I'm gonna get it as low as I can without interfering with suspension components and things like that. But if I could get this to sit here, it's probably gonna, in reality, I'm gonna try and pick this up without absolutely destroying everything. In reality, with the A-arms sitting level, let me make this so it's not gonna tip and fall and make a loud crash. In reality, the front of this go-kart is probably going to sit around that height, which is not terrible at all. I think that looks pretty epic. So basically, I'm just gonna level it off of the front, because the front's gonna be easier to put together because I have all the parts. The rear is gonna be a little bit harder because I need to order a shock, and I need to make sure I get a shock that can hold not only the weight of the cart, but also my weight. Now most of the weight will be on the front since it is a front engine go-kart, but still you need to have ample support in the rear. That way I'm not bottoming out just driving around the yard. All right, everybody, so it is actually a couple of days later. I just needed to clean off this table and be able to work at an actual working height. So now that I have the ability to do that, we can go ahead and get started mocking up the rear axle. And then I'm waiting for one thing to come in the mail today. Hopefully it comes today. But that will allow me to graft the front suspension onto this frame here. So off camera I have done some scaling down of things. I have taken measurements off of this plane, and then I'm taking measurements of the whole frame, copied it on paper, and I'm taking measurements off of the other frame, and I've put that on paper too. And the front suspension should fit in this pocket here. Should fit really well in this pocket here. Take this clip round 2 because camera died. Alright, so you just witnessed me cutting these two pieces. Now, upon further inspection, you'll notice these two pieces fit together darn near perfectly. Now, I originally cut these off because I wanted to use the lawnmower suspension for the go-kart, which isn't really suspension. But I now have these two pieces, which are not only lighter, but they're also just as strong. Well, they're not just as strong because this is like 3/16, but they're as strong as they need to be for the purpose we are using them for. So I can go ahead, weld these up, and then once I have them where I want them, I can weld them together. where I went a little deep, but I can always fill that with weld and it should be okay. So now we can get on with this. I don't need this wire keeper, mainly because the frame is a lot thicker than originally on the lawnmower, so it's not really going to work for us in this case. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take it off. That way we can get a clean mock up on our frame. Oh, hey, sorry, I was on the floor getting this piece back together. Don't mind me. I was just doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the body on, and I'm happy to say it looks like we're gonna clear just about everywhere. This shroud here is gonna be gone, and I'm gonna take this off before it falls. Actually, I think we're okay. This shroud here is gonna be gone, which is gonna give us a lot of room, and it's not gonna interfere with the hood. And as I believe I said it before, I'm cutting this well below the hood line. So we are going to have no interference with our hood and our entire motor. Now, good news is we're going to cut down the frame just a little bit shorter. Right now it's just there for leveling. So this engine can actually move back a lot, which is fantastic. It means I don't have to worry about this not fitting behind a dash, and the dash can actually follow the body line all the way up, and it'll cover in this. I can make the dash removable, that way we can have easy access to the carb, intake, and everything important. And everything's gonna be accessible, so the body's gonna be able to come off. The shocks and everything is gonna bolt up how it used to. The only thing I'm gonna weld is the frame. I'm not gonna solid mount anything. Everything on this frame is going to be serviceable, and I'm gonna try to keep it that way as much as I can. But I've gotten as far as I can get today. I wanna thank you guys so much for making it to the end if you're still watching. This build is super fun. I'm having a lot of fun learning some new things, figuring things out, and I'm just thankful that you guys are watching these videos. That being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share if you really like the video. Share with one of your friends. Tell them about me. Show the video to them. I'm sure some of your friends will love this video if you loved it too. But in the next video, we will pick up right here where we left off. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. God bless.